For my demo, we'll start by looking at the data I was working with. Open right here. You can see it. All these are Excel files. They with the CSV for like Barack Obama's tweets, Donald Trump's, Hillary Clinton, Kim Kardashian, Yves Adam Savage. Each row is giving me like the timestamp, the tweet itself, user information, things like that. I was mainly only working at the tweets themselves for my project, not any of the user information or timestamps, and that's something that you could add to my project with. Right here is where I was processing the data, so as I was looking at the tweets, at the bottom I was opening the CSV, I was reading the row 5, which was the row that had the tweets in them themselves, plus that actually had the images in it, which was very convenient for me. I didn't have to read too much from the file. And so what it did was it started up at the top, and it would find the brightness of the image by converting it to grayscale, putting it on a scale of 1 to 255, and then where later on that, it may use it to make a ratio for how bright it is, from 0 being completely black and 255 would be perfectly bright. Next, I was running it through OpenCV. Has a facial detection system pre-built in, so I was using OpenCV to read the faces of the people, if there was faces of people in the image. I did that so that I could run it through my next neural network, which is the slowest part of my entire process, and I didn't want to run it on images that didn't have faces because it was my emotion detection system based off of it. And so what that was doing is get emotion. It was using Algorithmia, and it will send them the picture that I was using to them, and they had a trained neural network that would send back 7 results of how sad, happy, disgusted you were, things like that. And that's what this was doing for me. And I used that as well. What they returned was also a ratio. All of them would add up to 100, so what would be like 100% of your emotions, but broke down where you were at. Using the returned ratios, I was able to add that to the brightness to create my level, and that was how I was doing the pictures. Right here you see I was doing text, and I would take the text of the image itself, not the image of the post itself, and look for keywords that would indicate positive or negative feelings. And what that was doing was just searching it, and if it found it, it would add or take a third, a 0.33 ratio. I didn't want it to be too heavy or pull too hard based off text, because it can also be reliable based on language that you tend to use in every situation, things like that. So what we'd do here is, this would be my main process basically, is where I started with the text, and it would go down to here. Next it would take the text and it would find that there was an image in it by looking for the pic.twitter. What that would do is it opened up a Twitter webpage that had the picture and all the comments that went with the picture. And so from that, when I had an image, I then used the URL helper to go in and take the first image of that page, which would be the image of the post. And that was when I would run my has face, brightness, things like that. Right here you see where my returns are and how I was adding the ratio. Like for angry here at the top, it'd be taking it away from their overall rating, but for right here happy, you see it was adding to the overall rating of the person. Once it did that, all the averages it make per post went into a list graph right here. And I take the average of the list, and it gave me an average of what was there and what it wasn't doing. I did have it doing a moving average at one point, but it made it so that there's different lengths of time per post, how active people are, so it wasn't a fair rating between my examples that I had. We'll go ahead and do a test run. Right now I have it loaded up with Adam Savage's tweets, and we can take a look at what his scale would be. So I type 3 here. So you can see the average starts at 0.0. It's giving you the URL of the picture every time there is one. You'll see that it doesn't show it a lot. Those are the posts he makes that don't have pictures on them. You can see right here, temp.jpg is my desktop where you can see the images circulating through. Here will be one of the images that we are looking at. Give it a second to load. And you see how right now he's trending towards a 0.4. As it keeps going for him, he tends to end about a 0.2. So here's one of the images that he posted of some lady. It looks like they're at a con. You can see from Teen Titans in the back, whatever her name is. And so right now we're getting down to 0.3, 0.4 for the average. You see the level is per post. So that post or that picture was a pretty positive picture. Right here, it wasn't someone I showed you. He got a 0.9, but then right here he had a negative post with a negative 0.6. And 2.88 is about where he averages out. But then we can go look at Donald Trump, and being the President of the United States, you'd expect his to be a little bit lower. I mean, it's a pretty stressful job. I'm going to use this one right here, so I'm used to using that in there. So read from Donald Trump, let's go Adam Savage, and we'll run it on him. As this is my first time loading up this file, it could take a second for it to load. Pretty quick. So you can see I can also just take this. We can see that first image that was coming up. And here's the first one we took. Now on the video it does take that starting image that he has, which it shows him in that one. You can see right now he's trending towards negative 0.4. Not saying that's very bad. Kim Kardashian averages about negative 0.5 when I run her. So, I mean, it does make sense. You can see where the correlation would be between him and Average Savage, where they're at in their lives and things like that. And you can see it makes sense that he would be lower. Each of these takes about 5 minutes to run. So, I'm not going to show the whole thing in my presentation. You can see what it does and how it's analyzing the tweets for each of these people. Here's one more picture from him. Pretty dark.